FOMO, fear of missing out, that annoying emotion that we all have to deal with almost every time that we step in front of a chart, that we're going to take trades. It's always there. It's something that we just have to learn to deal with as traders. So I wanted to make this video today just going over some of the reasons why I believe that FOMO exists and some coping mechanisms really for how you can get control over that emotion in order to make better decisions and then to take better trades. Okay, so I want to start with a statement, and that is, to be a trader, I must be trading. Now, I think that means a lot of things to a lot of different people. Depending on your experience level, you're probably thinking different things when you see this statement. And I'd say anyone who's new to trading is probably agreeing with this, saying, well, of course, to be a trader, you must be trading. And that is absolutely true. And it's something that I always tell anyone who asks me, like, what is one of the best ways to learn how to trade? I always say, well, you've just got to take trades. No matter what your experience level is, you're never going to learn how to become a better trader unless you are taking trades. But there's a balance here. And this is a balance that your mind doesn't really understand. Okay, the very nature of trading in itself is that it's constant opportunity. Every single moment there is an opportunity within the market somewhere. Right now, there are people trading thousands, hundreds of thousands of assets at this very moment. Millions of people taking trades. And I'm not. I'm here making a video. But if I go back to a chart in a minute and I see that I've missed an opportunity, that price is doing something that I thought maybe it would do, or if price is doing something that I should have recognized, what my brain is going to tell me is that I've not been doing my job. And I think that's really what this deep lying cause of FOMO, where it really stems from. This is something that is deep rooted within our psychology. And it's something that's incredibly prevalent within trading because there is that constant opportunity here. There is always opportunity. And the fear of missing out on those opportunities is something that is never going to disappear as long as you're working within this profession, and something that you just need to learn how to control, because often if you give into it, it doesn't often lead to the best decisions. So yes, this statement is true. To be a trader, you must be trading. However, what your brain tells you is, instead of just saying to yourself, to be a trader, I must be trading, your brain thinks, to be a trader, I must always be trading. And there's a very distinct difference between those two statements. And again, this is why I think this FOMO emotion exists, and is also why there's never really a way to truly get rid of it. So let's just go into a few more little points that I have here. And this is just my own thoughts when I was making this video. But you're taught from a very young age that you should always do what others expect you to do. So if you identify as being a trader, then something that has been taught to you from since you were a small child, okay, you're always taught, if you identify when you're at school as a student, you should be at school to work. And if you're not there studying, then you're lazy, or you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. So going back to the statement at the top, if you're a student, you should be studying, of course. But the thing with being at school is it has a cutoff. Okay, you maybe get given some homework at night, or you go into school, you study. It has a cutoff. The market doesn't. So again, brings about a bit more of this FOMO, because it's always there. There's always this opportunity there. There's also this time-based value to it. So the student who spent longer on their homework is seen as the better student, even if the end result is not as good. And I think that comes from being prepared. Okay, so whereas in the minds of a lot of young people, a lot of teachers, and again, kind of drummed into you from a young age, that the students that work the hardest or work for the longest amount of time are the ones who are the best at what they do, isn't necessarily true, because you can have someone that gives a better end result from the work that they have provided without having to spend as long doing it. And that comes from being prepared, or from having past experience. that you can call on. So the student who spent less time on their homework maybe has learned all of this already, and all they need to do is go, oh yeah, I know the answer to this. I've written it down. But there's that constant guilt that then plays on your mind, because often when that happens, and if you complete a piece of work or something very quickly, you're seen then as being lazy because, oh, you're not working. There's all this other time and I'm not working. So kind of leads back, I guess, to this FOMO thing. Hopefully this is making sense. So another point here, lacking clarity, not having a plan. So kind of tying in with the point above. If you have clarity and you have a plan, you can work more efficiently. And FOMO is a lack of that efficiency, I think. So FOMO is a lack of clarity, as well as a lack of patience, as well as your mind just telling you there's always this opportunity around. Human nature craves instant gratification. Okay, so again, there's always opportunity in the market. So what is the first thing that, as a new trader, you want to do when you go onto your computer? You look at a chart in front of you. Your brain is there. It wants that dopamine hit of a trade. That's what you're there for. You're there to trade. So it wants to make you trade. Your brain is wanting to make you take a trade all the time. It's like, okay, well, there's opportunity here. You're going to miss it. You're going to miss it. You're going to miss it. There's always that mind, that thought in the back of your mind that's telling you this. So again, another reason why this FOMO exists, because human nature, it craves that instant gratification. Your brain is craving that. Your brain wants you to take a trade as soon as you log on to the charts. Another point here, after a win, you always want more. And after a loss, you need to instantly recover it. So once you do get that rush after you take a winning trade, what's the next thing that happens? So you close out of a winning trade. What is often the next thing that happens after that? You want to get back in, right? There's always the guilt of closing. That, again, another form of FOMO. Because you close a winning trade, yeah, great, you've made money. But oh my God, there's still opportunity here. The chart's still moving. It's going to leave me behind if I don't get into another trade. So whereas you may have taken a trade from a really good point, and you may have planned out that trade previously, as soon as you close that, you then have that risk of chasing. Again, chasing that constant opportunity that's there. And on the same hand, if you lose, there's that thought process that goes on that you instantly have to recover it. So instead of just taking a loss and being like, okay, right, I've taken a loss, let's step away for a moment, let's recover, let's recoup, regroup our thoughts, make a new plan. Your mind is then going, but hey, there's opportunity here. There's opportunity. You're going to miss the next move. And it's just screaming that, always. Again, FOMO. That's what it is. And it leads to bad decisions all the time. Yeah, you can make money from a FOMO trade now and again, but that's gambling. That's not really trading, and that's not what we're here for. So another point here, spending more time trading than preparing. Kind of what I've just spoken about, right? If you're constantly spending more time trading, then how do you know where price is? Like, really know where price is. If you're just looking at that 1 minute chart and you're going, oh, price is going up, I've got to buy it. Oh, price is going down, I've got to sell it. You're not prepared. You don't have a plan. That's just FOMO again. All right. And then hindsight trading. Now, this is a bit different from everything else, but I think this really, whoops, it was there. Clicked the wrong button. It was there. Hindsight trading. It's something that I think a lot of people fall into that trap of, is that the more you look at the past and what's happened, almost the worse it makes your future decision making. So whereas as a trader, you should always be looking ahead. What's likely to happen next? So many people get caught up in this thought process of, this is what's happened today. This is what happened. Here is the point of control. We came into the point of control earlier on today. We bounced here. And if you didn't take that trade, your mind's there saying, well, look, it bounced there. Why didn't you take that trade? Why didn't you take that trade? Adds to that FOMO. So this hindsight trading is something that's really not helpful. And I believe that it's something that a lot of people fall into that trap of, and it's something that increases that feeling of FOMO, that feeling of constantly being able to chase. Because if you're looking back, you're seeing every opportunity you've missed, unless of course you've traded it, but you can never trade everything. So you're looking back at every opportunity you've missed, and that can lead to more FOMO in the future. And I think that's like really, yeah, again, this is why we all battle with it, and why no matter how experienced you are as a trader, this is something you're always going to have to deal with. For me, it's something that I've learned to control, and control very well. And I'm going to go over those reasons on this slide that I've now clicked onto in just a moment. But it's something I still feel, and I almost feel it even more now. So not only do I have that guilt of my mind's telling me that, oh, maybe I missed that VWAP trade earlier. It was a great trade. Why did you miss that? You're a fool. You missed that opportunity. When's the next opportunity going to come? There's also that feeling now for myself and for anyone that's then becoming a better trader or trading within a group, that there are other people. You want to be able to say like, I did this trade. I'm in this trade. This is what's going on right now. So that adds another level of this FOMO to it. But that's getting into a whole other kind of area. So how to eradicate it? Okay, this is really the aim of this. So how to eradicate FOMO? So instead of looking at the previous statement was to be a trader, you must trade. I'm now thinking to be a trader, I must be disciplined. To be a trader, I must be patient. So every time you think, I must trade, just think to yourself, are you being disciplined? Are you being patient? And this is really the key of this. You always have to have a plan. If you're trading without a plan, you're not going to be profitable, right? So you have to have that discipline and that patience in order to take these trades. So always make sure you're remembering these points. And again, a few more points here. So the market will reward good trades and punish bad ones. So how do you make sure you're just taking the good trades? You've got to be prepared, right? You've got to know what the trade is that you're getting into, and you've got to focus on taking good trades. If you take a bad one, the market will punish you. And if you're chasing price, pretty much most of 90% of the time, it's going to be a bad trade. Whereas if you've done the preparation, you've put in the work, you understand the level that you're coming into, you understand where your invalidation is likely to be, you understand the way the market is moving at that time, then you're probably going to be taking a good trade. It might not work out, okay? But the market will reward those good trades. And even if you do lose on those few occasions, over time, those trades do get rewarded and you do profit from those. So then you spend your time preparing, but not over-analyzing. You work smarter. Okay, so again, you don't have to always be trading. You don't have to always be in front of the charts. All it takes sometimes, and all it takes for me most of the time, is just an hour in the morning or an hour at some point in the day to kind of think to myself, well, where can I see price going from here? Forget what's happened in the past. Like, you can look to that for, okay, this is what the market's done recently. This is the kind of movement it's doing. But you should have known that because you should have obviously been prepared the day before and known what's going on with those trades as well. Yeah, you just spend your time preparing. Know where you would like the market to go. Looking forwards, okay, the next point here. And making a plan for where you want to take those trades. So working smarter, not necessarily working every hour of the day, trading every hour of the day. Just being aware of what the trades are that you want to take, and then being aware that the market will reward those good trades if and when you take them. Always look forwards. The next opportunity is there. So the whole reason that FOMO exists, okay, is your brain is telling me there's opportunity, there's opportunity, there's opportunity. Your mind works in the present, always works in the present. But you've got to take a step back, look towards the future. Analyze where price is now, and then plan for where price will be in the future. So a great way just to be able to make those better decisions again. Then be patient on your execution, okay? It is better to miss a good trade than to enter a bad one. So going back to this top point here, if you make a good trade, the market will more than likely reward you. If you make a bad trade, it's pretty likely that you're going to get punished for that. So be patient on your execution. Allow the market to come to you. Don't chase. Then, a very important point here, which does go back to this point of, to be a trader, I must be trading, which is also true. But you must enter when you do spot those good trades. So trust your judgment on this, because on the flip side of FOMO, there is that fear of things going against you, as well as the missed opportunity. There is also that FOMO, which is a fear of missing out and a fear of things then going against you. So do make sure that you enter when you do see these good trading opportunities. Trust your judgment on them. If you have put in the prep work, then again, the market will reward you. If you haven't put in the prep work, you're likely to get punished for that. And then you trade with the clarity of thought that you had when you had identified the setup. So again, you're allowing the market to come to you. So when you thought of a plan, okay, so maybe 6 hours ago, maybe price is doing something right now, whereas I looked at it 6 hours ago and I was like, okay, this looks like a nice area of support. If we get a pullback at this point, this looks like a decent area of support. I'd like to take a long position at that point, or I'd like to buy the stock at that point, or I'd like to buy the altcoin at that point. You were thinking clearly then, okay? You were just there doing your analysis, identifying where the support and resistance is likely to be. And then it's really important that when price comes into that level, you're not then struck by that big F, that fear. When price does come into that area, okay, you see price moving down, your psychology is telling you, oh, price is going down, you've got to sell. But if you had clarity of thought when you were making that plan, then execute that trade with the same clarity. Okay, there was a reason why you thought price would go there. And unless anything drastically has changed within the market, unless there's been a major change of market structure, in which case you should be now thinking, okay, that plan hasn't worked out, we're now going to look for something else. So unless there's been anything majorly different, you should be able to take that trade and you should be rewarded for that. So yeah, those are just basically my thoughts on FOMO, the ways they exist, and some coping mechanisms that I have, and some thoughts to really think about when you're taking your trades. I hope you found this useful, and yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Cheers. Bye.